It is true that those we meet can change us, sometimes so profoundly that we are not the same afterwards, even unto our names. Life is so beautiful that death has fallen in love with it, a jealous, possessive love that grabs at what it can. It is pointless to say that this or that night was the worst of my life. I have so many bad nights to choose from that I've made none the champion. You can get used to anything. Haven't I already said that? Isn't that what all survivors say? Can there be any happiness greater than the happiness of salvation? To choose doubt as a philosophy of life is akin to choosing immobility as a means of transportation. You must take life the way it comes at you, and make the best of it. Life is so beautiful that death has fallen in love with it, a jealous, possessive love that grabs at what it can. But life leaps over oblivion lightly, losing only a thing or two of no importance, and gloom is but the passing shadow of a cloud. If you stumble about believability, what are you living for? Love is hard to believe. Ask any lover. Life is hard to believe. Ask any scientist. God is hard to believe. Ask any believer. What is your problem with hard to believe? When you've suffered a great deal in life, each additional pain is both unbearable and trifling. If we citizens do not support our artists, then we sacrifice our imagination on the altar of crude reality, and we end up believing in nothing and having worthless dreams. The most dangerous animal in a zoo is man. It is life's only true opponent. Only fear can defeat life. It's important in life to conclude things properly. Only then can you let go. Otherwise, you are left with words you should have said, but never did, and your heart is heavy with remorse. For everything has a trace of the divine in it. I challenge anyone to understand Islam, its spirit, and not to love it. It is a beautiful religion of brotherhood and devotion. Things didn't turn out the way they're supposed to, but what can you do? You must take life the way it comes at you and make the best of it. The world isn't just the way it is. It is how we understand it, no. And in understanding something, we bring something to it, no. Doesn't that make life a story? You might think I lost all hope at that point. I did. And as a result, I perked up and felt much better. All living things contain a measure of madness that moves them in strange, sometimes inexplicable ways. This madness can be saving. It is part and parcel of the ability to adapt. Without it, no species would survive. That's what fiction is about, isn't it? The selective transforming of reality. The twisting of it to bring out its essence. The reason death sticks so closely to life isn't biological necessity, it's envy. Life is so beautiful that death has fallen in love with it, a jealous, possessive love that grabs at what it can. Misery loves company, and madness calls it forth. I suppose in the end, the whole of life becomes an act of letting go, but what always hurts the most is not taking a moment to say goodbye. Life will defend itself no matter how small it is. If there's only one nation in the sky, shouldn't all passports be valid for it? The presence of God is the finest of rewards. Why can't reason give greater answers? Why can we throw a question further than we can pull in an answer? Why such a vast net if there's so little fish to catch? I have nothing to say of my working life, only that a tie is a noose, and inverted though it is, it will hang a man nonetheless if he's not careful. In my youth, it was my good luck to have a few good teachers, men and women, who came into my head and lit a match. Just as music is noise that makes sense, a painting is color that makes sense, so a story is life that makes sense. My feelings can perhaps be imagined, but they can hardly be described. When your own life is threatened, your sense of empathy is blunted by a terrible, selfish hunger for survival. The lower you are, the higher your mind will want to soar. The paths to liberation are numerous, but the bank along the way is always the same, the bank of karma, where the liberation account of each of us is credited or debited depending on our actions. Dare I say I miss him? I do. I miss him. I still see him in my dreams. They are nightmares mostly, but nightmares tinged with love. Such is the strangeness of the human heart. Faith in God is an opening up, a letting go, a deep trust, a free act of love. My gratitude to him is as boundless as the Pacific Ocean. First wonder goes deepest. Wonder after that fits in the impression made by the first.